Generic greetings and welcome back to Prison Architect once again. This time we are in the sort of pseudo semi-secret 3D mode, which I'll show you how to access in a moment, and we're on the facility we've recently completerated. This is the prison that we've just done, and I thought it would be a good idea to go around and show you the facility in all of its 3D glory. So first things first, if you're not aware what this is, it's essentially a visualization. You cannot play the game in this mode, or rather, it's almost impossible to play in this mode. Technically, you can click on things like the guards, like so, and you've got all of the options on the right and all of the stuff like planning works, but because of its view and not everything's rendered for a start. If you can see, we've got tables and chairs, but again, not everything is rendered in 3D, and because the mouse pointer is not directly set to where you're actually pointing, so I'm mousing over this guy here, but actually the mouse pointer is over here. It's really weird, so it's almost unplayable. I would say it is unplayable. I would not like to try and play that. I haven't even attempted it. I don't want to attempt it. It's pretty much going to be impossible, but understand that you can give it a go if you do so desire. I wouldn't recommend it though. The way you access this is you press escape, you go to the extras tab, and then you can see down the bottom left, or maybe you can't see, but trust me, it's there. There's a little symbol. Now it looks like a door, but I believe it's supposed to be the symbol for pi, and if you click on that, whatever prison you've currently got loaded will then go into the 3D mode. This was a mode that was added in secret, really. It was added, I think it was when it originally came out, so when it came out from early access, I believe. So it was added then, but nobody found it until about maybe update 4, 5, or 6. It was something like that, and just a random guy found it on YouTube and did a video of it. I did a video of it. A lot of people did, and it was covered in a lot of articles as well, but it was something that was hidden, and Introversion never announced it until someone had actually found it, and it was months down the line. So yeah, it was an interesting one. Anyway, let's have a quick tour of our facility. So for those who have seen this mode before, you'll know that they've updated the walls. The wall textures are a lot better now. Originally they were like a really big, horrible, tall concrete block, but now they've got this nice brick texture on it. So we've got a nice sort of grey/red texture. Also, I believe they've put the lights in. It's been a while since I've done this mode, so I don't know I don't know exactly what's been added, so what's new and what's old, but either way, you can see we've got some guards wandering around. All of the guards and the workmen, they are rendered as well, and they are actually different shapes, colours, sizes, genders, etc., so that's fine as well. Like it's not just like a single one. I think originally the workman was just the generic workman, like you saw when the game first came out with the standard sprite. But you can also see that the truck is rendered as well, but the wheels don't go around, so literally unplayable. But we've also got some 3D taties as well, which I'm very surprised at. But then you've got, for some reason, look, the potatoes are 3D, the bacon strips is 3D, lovely bacon. But then the apples and oranges and crates for the staff room are not, maybe because that's a new addition. This isn't something that's on their top priority list, to be honest with you. They've already said that this is something that they're just adding as and when. But anyway, this is the door. We're going to go through a prisoner's eye view, so what they experience. So obviously the doors are all 3D. You can see we've got the canine unit there. We've got some chefs walking about, and then we go through the metal detector, which we've got a couple of clipping issues there. A couple of weird texture problems because of the same thing, and was a Z index or something? I can't remember what it's called, that thing. Anyway, so it's a bit broken, but you know what it is. And we've got these like scanny balls on the top, which will light up when people come through and get scanned. And we've got the computer desk, which normally you see from that viewport, so you can see it's generally representative of what you will normally see from on this side. I've just realised you can actually go upside down, which is really, really freaky, but let's just not oh, good grief. So yeah, you're just doing that, and then way okay, and oh, the controls are backwards. The controls are backwards, right? Yeah, let's just never do that again. So this is all done, as you can see. It's like a nice 80s computer. It's got 2 probably floppy inch drives rather than wait, yeah, it's two definite solid state solid media drives, that's for sure. No CD drives, so it's a nice 80s, early 90s computer there, probably. Big chunky keys, coffee there, or other assorted beverage, and then some books as well. Obviously, we've got some uniforms here just plastered down. They need picking up, but they're not 3D. We've got a workman walking past there. Through that, yeah, fine. And the baggage is not 3D as well, but it is actually at the correct height, so you know what, that's good. We've got some tables and chairs, but yeah, the doors coming through here. It's always been a bit annoying that's the doors, and they always slide. They don't open up properly. And then you come through to visitation if you want. Obviously, this is not what the prisoner would do, but you know, we can look in here, and as you can see, the tables are not rendered in 3D or anything. So we'll come out here. There is is that the parole officer? Something like that. Oh, it might be the teacher. And then you can see each individual cell. So the cells are a bit broken. We've got the bed and the toilet rendered, as well as the radiator, but the radiator is should be against the wall, but as you can see, because of its size, it's all over the place, and everything is placed in the center generally. Like, even the toilet's not placed right against the wall. But, you know, you'd probably burn your foot if you rolled over and you're quite a tall person. Or you'd have to sort of either dive on the bed and bounce off that to the toilet, or just dive over the radiator, do a forward roll, and then, you know, go to the toilet there. Either way, it's suboptimal using the facilities in that room, and as is every other room. Obviously, the first thing you might notice as well when you come down here is the massive guard tower, because yes, that is rendered as well. I'm going to max speed it because it's currently nighttime and it's not great to look at it at nighttime. We'll get to daytime, but obviously the lights come on as well, so you can see there is some light there. This is someone running around very, very quickly in the the yard. This is where they can exercise and such. We've got some weight benches. Now, when they sit there, there's not a 3D dumbbell or anything. You can't see that, but they have actually got the 3D laundry basket, which is cool. In the shower, as you can see, we've got the grates, which aren't in 3D, although to be fair, they wouldn't really need to be 3D anyway, because it's just a grate on the floor. But we have got the shower heads, which are now rendered properly and at the correct height and right near the wall as well, and then a radiator in the center. That's pretty cool. Obviously, tower. Massive tower right in the center. That looks fairly intimidating. I really wish it was daytime. We'll see that better in a moment. But we've got each of the towers there, and they're all at the correct height as well. So we can come along here, and we can see, you know, the guy just sort of standing in there with his shades on, because he's the type of person that wears shades all the time. Even if it's indoors, even if it's night, he wears shades. Yeah, he's that type of person. Reminds me of the sniper from Team Fortress 2, you know. Sniping's a good job, mate. Challenging work out of doors. Guarantee you not go angry, and all of that sort of thing. Other really terribly done accents are available upon request and payment, obviously. Into the canteen, we can see that we've got the toilet area here, which is still not behind a door. I know a lot of people ask me why I've not done that. It's because it separates it off for some reason. It didn't used to, I don't think, but now it does, so we have to leave it open. We could have had like a little baffle, but it takes loads of room. They're now going in there, and oh, what the hell's going on here? Okay, this is a problem. Oh crap. The warden's calling, and we've got the power Right, so we've got an event while we're doing this in 3D mode, which has ended up in, well, it's resulted in this going on fire. Obviously, everything is now turned off, and yeah, this is not the best tour in the world. But at least you get to see, well, the fire's still in 2D, but all of the capacitors and the power generator and everything else is in 3D as well. So there's your water pump, there's your boiler. The kitchen is slightly warmer than it was previously. Obviously, all of this is rendered quite nicely as well. So we've got some cookers, we've got some fridges, we've got the place to wash up and such in the sink. So yeah, that's quite nice. And what I'm going to do now is just load the game so I can continue on with this presentation. One moment. And we're back. So we are no longer on fire. This is always something I'm very happy to say. And we can see now we've got a bit of it's a little bit lighter than before. It's still getting nighttime for some reason, just because of the way the saves are. But anyway, as you can see, we've got these sniper towers as well. We've also got the water boilers, which are not actually placed in the right orientation. They should be facing that way. In fact, they should be there. That tile and that tile they should be. So, you know, 0 out of 10, unplayable, as we've said before. Anyway, so we'll have a quick look. Where else we were looking at? We've looked at these. We looked at these. We'll have a look around the staff room and see what other things are rendered as well. Obviously, we've got the benches and chairs and the tables and stuff. They're all in, and people do actually sit on them as well properly. You can see they should sort of hop on them. Yeah, look, they sort of hop on them and use that. But then the trays are at their feet. They're not actually on the tables, so that's a bit weird. Oh well. And then we come through here. Oh, there's a bin that's actually been done as well. Excellent. Only just recently added that. Obviously, we come into the staff canteen as well. There's the toilets in there. There's the serving tables. Still the most unhygienic place in the facility, but hey-ho. We've got all of the sandwiches and other things there as well. Coming into the staff room, we've got the soda machine, which is in 3D as well, which I think that's supposed to be 7-Up or something. That was reminds me of anyway. Or is it Sprite? No, I think it's 7-Up. That's the colours. We've got the radiators. We've got chairs that are all rendered. The TV, sadly, is not rendered. I would have thought the big back TV would have been a priority. And, oops, sorry, mate. Sorry, we're just yeah, shouldn't really be going around while he's using the facilities there. We'll go around the back. We can see that each of the areas here have been placed. Now that's weird. This is the office for each person. Now, for a start, this warden here is not in 3D because this is one of the extra warden. That's his J.W. Periwinkle. But the standard warden, I believe, is in 3D. We've got the filing cabinet. We've got the chair, but that is backwards. Now, I don't believe that it's backwards in the proper save. So, or maybe it is. Maybe it's something that just nobody's, or I've not noticed. And if people have noticed, that I haven't mentioned it in the comments, or that I've just totally ignored them. Damn it, that's a bit of flaw that's missing. I'm not going to go back to fix it. Anyway, it is what it is. So that's interesting that that's on the weird thing there, on the weird angle. So wrong orientation. In the security room, very, very surprised actually. Oh, see, that's the right orientation. It's making me wonder now. Anyway, you can see that all this is in 3D, and that looks really, really cool. In fact, that is very, very close to Evil Genius in terms of its look. Oh, yes, side note, Evil Genius 2 has been announced, and yes, plus 1,000 generic excitement / hype points for me. I will be getting and playing that as soon as I possibly can, because I thought Evil Genius was a fantastic piece of kit. I've done the series on it, and I'm sure I'll feature it again at some point. Anyway, so there's that put in. As you can see, it's all in nice 3D view, and even the phone's got a nice cable on it and such. Over here, we've got the automatic door controller, and then we've got the phone tap, which I think is quite nice. Look at that. We've got the sort of reel-to-reel. We've got the, that's probably like a, I don't know what would be a quarter-inch tape, half-inch tape, something like that. And then we've got your little sort of set of headphones, and then all of the plugs and such. The game is, it's always been designed so it's supposed to be very generic, but I always felt that this is more of an American-style facility rather than a British one, just because of the looks and things. But it has been designed to make sure it's very universal. But it's also got a very 80s feel, 70s, 80s feel with the way they've done some of this stuff, especially with the computers and some of this stuff as well. But I mean, that's quite advanced. And that's same, but then that's obviously some sort of like big back telly. Well, whatever. Over into the dogs, as you can see, the canines and stuff are rendered in 3D, which is very nice. There are a nice little 3D model there with all the people walking around, but the crates are not. And also in the armory, it looks very underwhelming because there's only the radiator and the table that is got a 3D model for it. The rest is just in its standard 2D form. So you got your weapons racks and the armory. Sorry, the weapon rack and the lockers. I would really want to see that in 3D. That would look quite good with all this, like the rifles and stuff. Because all the rifles are in it. You know, the rifles are obviously in the game. Because if we go over here, we can see that this guy is. Oh, I'm lying. It's not. None of these are actually holding rifles. Ah, right. Okay. Yeah. None of them are holding rifles. Interesting. I mean, they've got the bullets on the lapels and stuff, but they haven't got the rifles. Oh, fine. Do these guys? No, the armed guards don't have either. All right. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, over to the back, we can see we've got a lot of standard 2D stuff here. Although the stuff in here is rendered. Oh, there's a security camera as well. That's in 3D now. It doesn't turn, but it is 3D. And we've got all the school desks as well, which are in. This is quite good. That's very, very cramped though, isn't it? That's very, very cramped indeed. We've got the laundry machines, which are smaller than I thought. I would have thought they'd been the double stacked ones myself. You know, one washer, one dryer. Not a big fan, but you know, if that's the only criticism I have there, then, you know, it's not too bad at all. Pool tables are, yeah, they're right next to each other. Again, they've not been oriented the correct way. They should be oriented the other way around. So the long side there, short side, long side, short side. But that's what it is. And obviously there's got, oh, I've got the TV as well. That's nice. There we go. Very, very small. I mean, there's a massive eye strain just trying to read that one. We've got the medical beds, which, as you can see, they've got some doctors walking around as well. We've got the little drip and everything else. Morgue slabs have not been 3D rated. They haven't been put through the 3D mill. And then, finally, the rest of it is pretty much standard. So that is the facility in its 3D glory. it's nice to watch it to go around in 3D. As I said, I'm not really bothered if they devote any more time to this because you can't play it like this at the moment. And is there any point, and I've said this before, is there any point in going through and spending a lot of time perhaps, or it doesn't really matter how much time it takes, but is there any point in spending any amount of time making this so you can play it in 3D, so you can click and drag and doing all of that? I don't know. I don't know what it adds to the game. There's nothing this game would... I don't think that there'd be any benefit from having this game in 3D rather than 2D. At all. It would just make it more annoying. You would have to have options to hide walls, you would have to look around and stuff. Maybe there'd be a more micro thing where you would have to, you know, if you keep an eye on prisoners, you would have to follow them manually and stuff. I don't know. I just prefer it in the 2D. But, you know, we never know what could be added in the future. But that's the facility. It's, yeah, it looks quite imposing from here. When you're looking up, when you're walking out and you just see that. Just a big row of guards. Although they do manage to teleport from the top to the bottom, which is even worse. So there you go. That is the facility in 3D mode. Hope you had enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the sort of run around and look at all of the thing in 3D. I think it's quite nice to check it out, but still wouldn't want to play it like this. But at least the walls are much better as well, because previously they were fairly terrible. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.